So we are back, another episode, catching one up, here with our good friend, Mr. Curtis Epperson. What's happening today?
Damn straight, it's been a minute, been trying to get in, it just ain't happening.
It's alright, it's all good, you're here now. Some of you all know our boy Curt here is also a manager at Metro by T-Mobile.
Y'all come see me down on the highway off exit 7.
He used to be in law enforcement.
Not anymore.
No more. So Curt, tell him a little bit about yourself.
I mean, that's basically it. You know, I sell phones for a living now. I used to be in law enforcement, but politics just don't work when you're in that line of work. So, and you know, everyone's going to get to know, but I have very strong opinions.
So law enforcement's pretty much a job not to have an opinion.
They don't want you to have an opinion. They want you to do what the fuck they say, and that's just how it is. Do it, you know. It's kind of like when you're a kid and you're told to be seen, not heard.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
like that.
Yeah.
And then you got all these young people that get in it they've been picked on throughout high school, and then they get into law enforcement and think they're tough shit because they got a badge, and they think that shield's going to stop a bullet, but it's not. You know, I can't handle it. I don't like the politics about it. Too much hypocrisy in law enforcement. Way too much.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
No one respects you either. Which I think that law enforcement, you should respect them. You know, because at the end of the day, they are there for you.
Right. What up?
What's up, dude?
Hey, you Miss Cage.
Yeah.
Miss Cage. That boy's Cage. Oh, man. How do you feel this morning?
Well, alright.
Yeah, me too. What's up, Cash? I'd say, I still haven't heard from Noah.
Really? He could be dead. He might be dead.
He might be.
Could be. The picture you sent me, he looked about half there.
That was early. That was when we were just starting.
Y'all done got him all fucked up.
Dude.
He already sleeps till 10 in the afternoon. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he sleeps late as it is. He ain't getting up until at least 6.
Oh, no. No, not as hard. Yeah, and the new system that he put on here, I can't figure this shit out for nothing. The recording system. So I'm literally today I'm recording just off my audio recorder.
Really?
For Windows. Because he's my
Same guy.
my OBS studio's not working correct now because he put that new one on.
I feel like what
And I don't know how to use that new one.
I feel like maybe what he done where he put the new one on it, fucked the old one up so you can't use it.
Alright. No, that's totally what it's
Right.
totally
I think
that's what happens with these type of recorders.
It don't help that your computer was made in the 1800s either.
It's not that damn old.
It's pretty old, bro. Nah, it's not that. It's just when you use it for work, you got all kinds of shit
It's
on it
got so
already.
much shit.
Yeah.
I
Why?
need to just clean it again. Like I cleaned it not too long ago, if you remember. It really did help.
No.
It helped.
But you're using your phone. I mean, your phone. You use your computer every day.
Oh, I use it.
I mean,
for
it's your
everything.
lifeline.
So
So.
the worst thing about my computer that gets clogged up and shit is fucking disk punches.
Yeah. You was on that shit this morning. You was on that mispunching this morning. Did you see what Tiffany said? Yeah, she was on like, well, I show up early and blah, 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 just trying to, she's the type of person that always has to be, you know what I mean? No, but she thinks it is.
No.
She thinks it is, you know. It's okay, she's a lesbian.
Her job is to watch her time.
Huh?
Her job is to watch her time. When she's at 40 hours, she needs to be like, you know, 40
No one had
hours.
to, look, no one ever had to tell me when I was an associate.
You know what, I mean, let's go in and clock her out for lunch every single day.
I mean, shit.
It hurts her time more than it helps her.
Well, she, you know what she don't know about her. Well, she don't know a lot, so she did not finish school, I don't think. And if she did, then she was asleep at the wheel.
Well, she's just one of those kids that graduated.
She was pushed through. That's what the system does, though. Our system's built to just push people through it.
One of my good friends, I won't say his name. When we were in 7th grade, he got run over by a car. We were jumping our bikes across the street.
What do you mean? You got a car just fucking mowed him down?
Curtis Epperson June Drive is a big long hill like this, and then it comes up right before the road. Well, if you take down off your bike, down June Drive, that part that comes up, you have enough speed, you can actually clear Curtis Epperson Road.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's what you was doing with your bike. You was taking them up and jumping.
Yeah, and he came down, and everybody was trying to get him to stop because the car was coming. And so, like, he was airborne and just smashed him. Dude, like, his bike was mangled. He, like, jumped up. He's bleeding out of his ears.
What did you do to him?
Grabbed his bike and was like, I gotta go home. Everybody's like, lay down.
You're gonna go home.
Yeah.
Shit, you just got hit by a car.
Yeah, like,
you need to lay down. Isn't that weird that people do that shit though? When you get hurt, like that's what you try to do. It's comforting, I think.
Yeah, you know, he's out of school for a bit, obviously.
Right.
And then he came back and he got in a fight with this guy that everybody got in a fight with.
Right.
This guy started fights with everybody.
There's just those guys. They got a chip on their shoulder.
And my buddy just beat the shit out of him that day. And because he beat the shit out of him, and when he got hit by the car, they were saying that he wasn't all right.
Yeah.
And they put him in high school
classes.
They moved him up to adult high school, up to the alternative high school.
Okay, I got you.
You know, and he graduated.
Yeah, but did he really though? Like
No, like we were like every night I used to take him home and he'd ask me to get him a newspaper. He'd ask me to stop so he'd get a newspaper or a trading post. This is his routine. And then one night I went to spend the night with him. I went home with him and we stopped and he got his newspaper and trading post and he pointed at this article in the newspaper, this picture. He said, "Will you tell me about that?" And I said, "Hell, read it yourself." And, like, threw the paper back at him. And he was like, "Wait a minute." He was like, "Hey, can I be honest with you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, ever since he got hit by that car, he figured out how to read.
So why is he buying a newspaper and a trading post if he can't read?
Just look at it.
It's like a picture book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
did
mean,
say.
with the trading post, I get it because it's cars and a price.
Right. No,
You
there ain't
know
much to
what I mean?
read. There ain't much to read.
Right.
So, but I mean, the newspaper, I don't.
Right. But then,
What are you looking for? You can't read the words.
like, I used to have had to fill his applications out for him because his handwriting was so bad.
But that's sad, man. That the
Yeah,
school
so
pushed
they
him
just
through.
pushed
Like
him
he
right
should have been
through.
he should have been put in classes to help him. You know, it's look when I was growing up. I have a learning disability. I always have. I'm ADHD real bad. I'm not stupid, but I didn't comprehend the way that other people
You just don't slow down enough sometimes to comprehend.
Right, exactly. So I mean, and I was in alternative classes, but they didn't do nothing for me. I had one teacher, I think, and her name was Miss Evans, and she was an English teacher, man, because I can't spell worth of shit. I can read like a champ, but I can't spell worth of shit. And she sat down, man. If it wasn't for her, I don't think I'd have ever learned anything in English. Period.
This is no lie. I know this for a fact. Coach Ritz was a baseball coach. He coached. He taught alternative.
Right.
When they would give tests, he would write all the answers down on the board and tell them, "Don't make 100," and walk out.
Wow.
So they could pass.
You're not helping them doing it that way.
I don't care. He was a baseball coach. I care less about.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you come from a school that.
I agree. It's wrong. I'm not saying it's right.
No, I mean, I get it.
It's
It's kind of like, you know. Well, I mean, you know what school I went to. I went to Battle, so
Yeah.
they don't have any good sports but baseball.
Right.
So if you was a baseball player in Battle, then you didn't do wrong. You couldn't
Same
do
way,
wrong.
DB.
So I mean, you know, you could have the dumbest son of a bitch on the baseball team who can't read, can't write, can't spell, and they still making A's.
Right.
But Battle also was going to state and bringing home trophies and making their money through baseball. You know, they didn't get through football because they sucked. You could have probably beat their team with a pee-wee team.
I came in to one of my daughters had an art show at DB, and
DB's a big ass school.
Oh, yeah. So I go to the art show, and I knew Daniel. I had a class right there with him.
Right.
And
what grade were they in?
I think Daniel was a senior. They would have been freshmen.
So this wasn't too long ago.
No. Maybe they were, I can't remember how many years they were in school with him now.
Right.
Maybe it was freshman. Anyway. So I'm like, where's your brother? You know? And she's like, I don't know.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I do the art show, blah, been there for a while. And here comes Daniel and Chaz and Q, who's left. 3 baseball players up the hall. So where the fuck y'all been? Oh, we've been down the back. We've been on the back pages.
Not in school though. Well, I mean,
we didn't go to first and second period today because we got a game left.
Yeah, I think
we hit.
that's probably, look, I mean, you can
allowed.
say what you want, but I mean, learning.
It's allowed. That is allowed. Okay?
But I mean, like, Daniel's a star baseball player anyways, so, I mean, but he wouldn't have been at that level if he didn't do shit like that. So, I mean, it's priorities. Daniel knew that, look, at the end of the day, you gotta, I mean, let's admit it, like, he knew he wasn't gonna be no fucking scholar, he wasn't gonna be a professor.
Right.
But what he could do was play the shit out of baseball, so, I mean, I get that. You know, you gotta go with what you know.
Nah, that makes sense, really.
I mean, I think that's, see, education, and like, we don't educate anybody. They just teach people the same shit and teach you how to be a worker bee and get a job. That's what they want. They want people to get a job and they want people to live and do what they say. I mean, it's a system. It's the way that it is. If education was like it should be, then everybody would be going into fields that they were meant for. You know what I mean? Because we all have talents.
I feel like I've gotten more educated the last 10 years.
Well,
on my own. By reading.
There's some people
learning stuff on my
definitely.
own. You know what I mean?
You know,
I don't know about this, but I want to.
You have to open your mind up.
You know?
You have to.
I don't think a lot of people do that.
They don't.
You know what I mean? Like, I got to the point where I was like, I don't know this. But I want to. I want to talk about it. I want, you know what I mean? Like, so
when I was younger,
I pick up in a book and I start reading. I mean,
and that's a big thing, man. You like, I would agree with that. I'd agree with that. What are you reading? Can't see it. There's a line. Oh yeah. Nice.
I mean, that's.
I have read.
That's what I'm on right now.
You know, when I was in school, I couldn't. I mean, I read when the teacher told us we had to, but I hated it. I used to hate reading.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I would
it.
never picked up a book.
What was
those days?
Okay, let me ask you this: can you remember the first book that you read that was like, damn, this is what we should do? You know, you should read a book every day.
Oh, you'd be like, what was the first?
What was the first book that you really got pulled into?
Man, that's a good question, actually.
Like, I can tell you mine. So why do you think?
I
do you know who Dan Brown is?
Not count the Bible.
Yeah, not count the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Dan Brown. Dan Brown was
the
first author.
But
I
remember
my
stepdad has a lot of his novels.
Well, when the Da Vinci Code was released.
Yeah, because he does a lot of stuff like that.
Well, the Da Vinci Code, Lost Symbols, and you know, I'm really into that.
Is that who wrote that?
Lost Symbols. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see. My stepdad has those because he was talking to me about it.
When I remember I was like 16 years old the first time I read a Dan Brown book, and he talks about Masonic shit and Illuminati type deal stuff, and you know how I am with that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
And that shit pulled me in, man. Actually, I would have to give credit to Dan Brown on me becoming a Mason, because after I read one of his books, and he was talking about, you know, Masonic secrets and how they control the world, I was like, oh shit, I want to do this.
So
I want to be part of the inner group.
So you're a Mason. So that means you know how to lay hella cement, right?
You know, you know what's funny about that is in my lodge, it's because when I was in high school, I took masonry. So I was the only Mason in my lodge that could actually lay brick. I was the only one, yeah. I was the only one in my lodge that could actually lay brick. So I mean, it's funny. I always thought that was really funny because, you know, I remember I used to wonder, why do they call it masonry? Why is it? Why are you a Mason and then there's Mason?
Yes, explain that. Explain that.
Well, okay, so
to someone like me.
Okay, so everyone kind of knows that Masonry, like Freemasons were real big into like the 1800s and stuff, but it goes all the way back.
Our founding fathers.
Yeah, but it goes back farther than that,
Right.
man. It goes back before Jesus. It goes back to King Solomon's temple, and so the reason Freemasons are called Freemasons is because in King Solomon's temple, the secrets that was used to build the temple were held by the Masons, the Master Masons. So you go a little bit farther onto that through like the Knights Templars. And so now that we're called Freemasons, we're free because during the time of the Knights Templars, when the English church was like, in Rome, was like, man, these people, we got to kill them. Friday the 13th, we got to kill the, that's what Friday the 13th is.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so anyways, they wanted to kill all of the Knights Templars because, they had money. They were rich. They had power. And so they made them heretics, said they worshiped the devil and all that, and then killed them. So they're Freemasons because they hid within the ranks of Masons, actual bricklayers, and they were able to travel freely because they built shit. So that's why they're called Freemasons. So and a lot of the stuff that we do, and a lot of the stuff that we do actually harkens back to Masons, like real bricklayers. Like, as a Freemason, we wear aprons. We wear aprons for a reason because it symbolizes the apron that Masons wore to keep their clothes clean. It's just it's all in symbols. It's all
So what you're telling me basically with
Freemasonry and Masonry is the same. It's just they're not really laying brick, but it's kind of like
no, they are.
Yeah, well,
they're laying
like
they're laying the bricks in the foundation.
Well, that's what Masonry is all about. So the square and compass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the reason that their symbol's a square and compass is because you have to square your actions on the compass. On the square. So everything that you do, you live by the square. So you don't hurt anybody. You live on the square. And the compass is so you can circumscribe your life and do the right things. And that's what it teaches you. So what it does is it's taking lessons that you would learn working as a mason, as a real bricklayer back in the day, and it's saying, hey, well, you don't only have to work as a mason. You should live these. You should live like this. This is how you should do your life.
Now, how does being a Mason compare to being a Christian?
When you join the Masons, so there's only a few rules to being a Mason, and one of those rules is that you have to be of lawful age and properly vouched for. So you need to be over the age of 18, and you have to be vouched for by people within the lodge, and you need to believe in a God, not gods, but you need to believe in a higher power, whatever that higher power is. Because
it doesn't say one specific
higher
power.
It does not. But if you think about it, it's a good. If you believe in something, then that means that you have morals. You have a life foundation of how you live because you have something to believe in. So I think that's why they do it. That's my opinion on why they do it. Because if you don't believe in anything, then what morals are you standing on? And I think that's probably why they do it. So, but as a Christian, there's a lot of stuff that goes. Look, you'll hear people say that Freemasonry is a religion in itself, and it's not.
Right. That's why I asked that, because
it's not a religion. Freemasonry is. Look, man, it's basically a club.
Boys club.
It is. Well, there's girls in it now. Like you have the Eastern Stars and stuff, but it's a club, man. You always, no matter where I go, there's what city I'm in, no matter what country I'm in, there's a brother somewhere.
There's
it's
the Masonic Temple here in Kingsport right here.
Yeah.
Right across the street from McDonald's.
They're everywhere. Every town has one because they're everywhere. It is. They're everywhere. Now, you can get into the Bohemian Club and all that shit. I'm not part of that. But
that's next level.
Yeah, that's the club within the club. Yeah, that's the club within the club. So now them, I don't know. I don't know what they believe in. A lot of people think that's where the Illuminati starts. I don't know.
Well, the reason that I ask, with how being a Mason and Christian coincides, because like you said, Masonry goes back before Jesus.
Well, yeah, it does. Well, it's, you know, it started in King Solomon's temple, and everyone knows that, you know, King Solomon was the wisest man to ever live because, you know, God asked him what he wanted. What did he say? He wanted knowledge. He didn't want money or he didn't want any of that. He wanted knowledge. So God blessed him with knowledge. So that is where Freemasons exist, because all that knowledge that King Solomon had has been handed down by word of mouth to Masons. And that's one of the things that's got me into it. Like when I joined, the only reason I joined was because of the history. They have such a beautiful and rich history.
The Masons have King Solomon's knowledge.
I mean, that's what yeah. I mean, well,
kind of what.
Yeah, and I mean, but a lot of people think that, you know, it's like we know shit that's not.
Even the Christian family know that to be true.
Right. Well, you know, look, even as a Christian, you know who King Solomon is.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We know that to be true.
Yeah, so, we know he was the wisest man. Yeah.
Right. So
I mean, I guess that's why a lot of people think
that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they don't by no means worship King Solomon or nothing. Mm-hmm. They just have his knowledge.
Look, the best way, like if you wanted to be a Mason, the best way I can explain it, when you take your first 3 degrees, it's kind of like you're growing up, because, you know, their motto is that it takes a man, you take a man to make him a better man, you know. So that's the whole purpose behind it, is to take a boy and turn him into a man. That's what Masonry's about. So, I mean, it's a good thing. Like, a lot of people, you know, I've caught a lot of flack for it, you know, the Catholicism thing, you can't be Catholic and be a Mason because Catholicism will not allow it. So, I mean,
you were raised Catholic?
Yeah, my mom, her side of the family was Catholic. Now, even in Baptist, you know, I've been to Baptist church where they don't want me to come in because I have a Masonic tag on my car. I was wearing my ring. That's why I don't wear my Masonic ring anymore. I don't wear any of them.
I had another Mason tell me one time that he quit wearing his ring.
Yeah, you get because people
all
are like no shit. It's kind of like you. I feel like there's been times that I felt like I was wearing something like a swastika or something, because the worst experience I ever had as a Mason, and I just took my 3rd degree, so I was allowed to wear my ring at that point, because you're not allowed to wear it because you haven't earned it. So when I finished my 3rd degree and I finally got my ring, you know, man, I was psyched. I paid $400 for this thing that was a badass ring. I was psyched. I hadn't had it for 3 weeks, and I was in Food City, and I think, because I was living with my mom at that time, because I was only 19, I was 18, and I was getting something from Food City, and there was an old woman who told me I worship Satan, and I was like, what are you talking about? And she goes, I see that ring. Yeah. She told me I worship Satan and was screaming at me in the middle of Food City and shit. And I'm like, damn. You know, living in the Bible Belt, like there's them old guys.
Confusion.
It is. Well, I get tired of people telling me that we're a secret society. You know, no. It's not a secret society. It's a society that just happens to have secrets. Now, seriously, listen. So it's not a secret society. They're a society that has secrets,
sure.
And their secrets aren't.
Societies have secrets.
But like the thing about the secrets, it's not like we're fucking hiding the cure for cancer or anything. It's just that it's not wrote down, so it's word of mouth. So you have to be told, and it's
right.
You know, all the secrets are history. It's the history. It's the history of Masonry. That's all it is. It's just a history that they just don't want the normal person to have because they haven't earned the right to listen to that history. Yeah, so I mean, they're not hiding any secrets or anything like that. You haven't earned it.
You don't tell every dumb thought.
Right, you haven't earned it. And I mean, look, when I got married, I remember, oh God, the first year, it's all my wife wanted me to do was talk about Masonry. Dude, she still gets pissed to this day. Like, because if you ask her, like, what has he told you about Freemasonry? Which is fucking nothing. Fucking nothing. And she's like, what's the big secret? And it's
YouTube told me more.
Look, I told her, I said, if you want to know, I said, go, there's the internet. You can find the whole history of Freemasonry on the internet. Yeah. Granted, a lot of it's lies, but some of it's true.
Let's look.
You just have to pick through the bullshit, man.
Let's look here. So I know you're an avid, you YouTuber.
Yeah.
So we'll just type in Freemasonry.
You can see the inside of the lodge, and that's another thing about King Solomon's Temple, that every Masonic lodge has the floor layout of Solomon's Temple. It has to be facing in the same direction, so they're very meticulous in the way that they do things. Everything's purposeful, and I think that's one thing that I really like about it, is because everything that you do, there's a purpose to it.
I can't believe this has
There's one right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can't believe it didn't pop up sooner than on mine. Yeah, okay, so any of these that you've watched that you would suggest?
Honestly, I don't really watch anything about the Masons.
Oh, I guess that makes sense if you don't have to.
I mean, the only stuff that I've watched about the Freemasons are conspiracy shit, because some of it makes me laugh.
Here, we'll watch this.
To be honest, most of them just old dudes chilling, man.
Oh yeah.
They're just old dudes chilling.
Smoking cigars.
We are not a secret society. We've got a big headquarters in Covent Garden. It's open to the public pretty much every day of the year. There's a library, there's a museum, we do public tours. Talk to any of my members, they'll be very happy to tell you what it is that we do. The things that are supposed to be kept secret, the sort of the ceremonies, well, they're morality plays. They teach us to think about ourselves, about our place in society, about people as fortunate as ourselves, and how we might be able to help them. And if you want to see what they are, they're all on Google. Take 10 seconds to find them.
I fucking told you, bro. I told you. It's on Google.
Is it not on Google?
It's used within our lodges as a token of recognition. And again, it stems back from our history. In a time before CVs and in a time before people were literate, stonemasons had to prove that they'd attained a certain level of skill. And so within our lodges, this is used as a token.
I had a woman come in the other day and tell me, I talked to the British dude, and it was... She didn't know it was me. And she goes, I talked to the British dude, where's he at? She came in and she goes, is Bertram here? Because that's my fucking name, dude. That's my British name, Bertram.
They did that to Angela the other day, too.
What?
They came in and asked for the foreign guy.
That's funny as shit. It is.
But my customer service is on point when I'm in that voice.
I know, it's fun. It's fun. There's something, I think there's something appealing when you live in an area like we live in, and then you hear that accent. Like when I was in law enforcement.
Like people that are mad, all of a sudden they're not mad. They just want to hear you talk.
Exactly. Well, look, there's this dude named I'm just going to use his last name. His name's Welsh, Officer Welsh. Well, now he's a corporal out here, but he works at Abner Regional, and he was British, so it was funny because when I swear every time he talked over the radio, all the female officers like, I need to hear him. Nah, man, but he says some shit that I just didn't understand a lot. But I learned a lot about, where he's from and all that from him. But it was funny, one day it was cold. One day it was really cold outside, and he said he was going outside, and I had just come in. I was like, man, it's cold as shit. I said, you want to borrow my toboggan? And he goes, no, mate, I got me dirt on my head. I was like, why the fuck you putting dirt on your head? He goes, no, I got me dirt on my head. And he was talking about a toboggan, and he called it a dut. And I didn't know. I didn't know what he was talking about. He's like, I got me dirt on my head.
I got the dirt on my head.
Yeah, and he likes to say the dog's bullets. Oh, that's the dog's bullets tonight.
The Louisiana guy that put my safe on the floor. I didn't really want him to put it in the floor, but I didn't know what he was saying. He said, how are we going to put it in the phone in there? I said, what?
Have you ever been to Louisiana?
No.
I want to go.
I want to too. I want to hit Bourbon Street. I want to go to the swamp.
Well, I want to see.
I want to go to Voodoo.
I want to go into I want to see the meet Cajuns because my mom's side of the family's French.
Swamp.
Yeah, my mom's side of the family's French, so I wanted to know
I honestly have.
It's the French district.
I honestly have some friends who are in my brothers and sisters Blackberry Smoke group who live in Louisiana. Who honestly I could send probably a message to right now and say, yo, you want to put me up for the weekend?
Yeah.
And they would be like, come on.
Wouldn't that be great?
They would. That be great?
That's future podcast material.
Yeah.
Just seeing our dumbasses down there. But I want to go to Louisiana.
In the swamp.
It's, you know, the
It's
thing
wild,
is,
man. The women even are out there tackling
well,
gators. and
well,
shit.
only rule is, dude,
No,
we are
no.
not going to Louisiana in the summertime. My fat ass getting off the plane in that
we
heat,
both
bro.
would die.
No, look, I'm a whiny little bitch when I'm hot, okay? Like, I'm a bitch. I can't handle it. Ask my wife, she'll tell you all I do is whine about sweating. I hate being hot, so no, dude, I couldn't handle it because it's going to be humid and winter down there.
It's a different kind of hot down there.
It's a humid, it's like 100% humidity, it feels like, I'm sure. And I had a buddy, he was in the military, and he went to Louisiana for Mardi Gras, and he said right when he stepped off the plane, you could see it. You seen the humidity.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, fuck that.
It's like fall.
I'm trying to move to Alaska and shit. I don't need to be in any of that shit. I'm trying to be where it's cold.
I don't know where I would end up.
Alaska would be nice, though.
I don't know about Alaska.
You ever been to Canada?
No.
You should go, man. Canada's a beautiful country.
I had a job offer in Toronto.
No,
I
don't go to Toronto.
I know, but I think I have some legal things to free up before I.
Only people you gonna meet in Toronto are the Trailer Park Boys.
No, I mean this was a legit. This would have been a dope job probably.
What was it?
Running a distillery.
Oh, that would've been cool shit.
Yeah. I mean.
Was it maple syrup flavored?
Yeah. It was.
Go figure.
The guy that makes the maple syrup edibles and it's the maple chocolate.
Nice.
You know how like here we're used to that Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
We go get that fudge. And so
it's kind of like that.
Up there, he has people that actually come and buy his edibles for the fucking fudge.
Oh, guaranteed.
Because they don't have it up there.
Right.
And he said, you know, you can't keep that shit.
I guarantee it.
That's pretty smart on his part.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice though if you can go anywhere and just get the edibles?
They're so sweet.
I don't know if I like that. I don't like
it's
the
a weird
stuff.
to me. It was a weird. I'm from here.
Right.
That fudge is no big deal. I don't even really like it that much.
I'm not big on fudge in general though.
I like peanut butter fudge. That's like the only fudge I kind of like. Cause that's just because I love peanut butter.
I'm just not big on sweets in general.
Yeah, but like that shit's like too sweet. And then you had.
It's one of those sweet things that burns your throat.
He had a weed.
Mm-hmm.
And it just.
It's weird.
To me, like
they didn't compliment each other.
Right, like they were big on him. It's his #1 seller. Proud of him.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
To me, I was like,
How long ago was this you had that offer? Wow.
About over a year ago.
That would have been cool though.
Within 2 years.
That would have been cool.
It's somewhere within the last 2 years. I have his number. The offers on
I'll tell you what though, you do go to Canada, you need to go to like Montreal.
Here's the thing. Did you see like Bristol where they're drying the marijuana in the older buildings?
No. What?
Yeah.
No, I know that they're doing like where the mall is. Is that what you're talking about? Like I didn't know they're starting to do anything there. I know that they're going to.
Yeah, if you just Google marijuana, just Google marijuana Bristol, Tennessee building, and you're going to see all kinds of articles.
It's not going to be legal in the Tennessee side. Next year, it's going to be legal.
But.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Dispensaries near Bristol. Yeah.
Okay. That's my dude. He told me 2 years ago he was getting ready to get a pass where he could start drying weed here.
What's he doing it for? What's he drying the weed for?
Well,
like what's he gonna do with it?
He's technically got his
doctor's
license.
Okay, cool.
So like he's got it set up. It's all for medical stuff, which it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's totally legit.
Right.
It's like he said. They're also preparing.
You think
they're also preparing for it to fucking.
Do you think that we're ever going to hit the point here in America where it's federally legal? You really think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of money to be made from it.
The problem with the Pablo Escobars of the world is most of them are owned by the CIA.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Anyway,
you know the thing that like
you know what I'm saying? Like it's so far over the regular people's head to understand that our government controls the drug
They do. And you know, I have a theory, I have a working theory about, okay, so first we had alcohol, the prohibition on alcohol. And we all know how that happened. And then what happened? You know, Reagan was like, okay, shit, we're going to have the prohibition on weed. And so now you see, weed's becoming so normalized now, but now do you hear what they're screaming? That now it's an epidemic because of opiates. Opiates are the issues now, not weed or alcohol anymore. Now it's opiates. So my theory is that marijuana is going to be federally legal, and then it's going to be, they're going to be crashing on the opiates like they do the weed.
Look.
Which, you know, the older I get, the more I think about like how drugs and people. Look, at the end of the day, if you're over the age of 18, you should be able to do whatever you want to do as long as you ain't hurting somebody else doing it. So,
if you need to use,
and some people will have to use to get by, I guess, right?
If you need to use marijuana to come off opioids, it's better than Suboxone.
Oh, I guarantee, yeah. You know, so that's just nothing. You get that shit right there that you just said. You know, they're not. Our government wants to talk about. I hate it that they're talking about that we have these issues, the opioid epidemic, but they're the ones pushing the fucking epidemic.
They did it.
They did it.
Yeah.
And they're doing it now. They're like, oh shit, well you was on Xanaxes. I mean, you was on Lortab 5s. Let me give you a prescription of Suboxone, which is 1,000 times stronger than what you was taking to begin with.
Way worse.
So, they're not helping anybody. They're not. Look, there are people who do that program, and they do good. But the majority of people that get on that program are replacing the one substance that they was on to, oh shit, I got a prescription, it's okay.
You know my honest opinion about getting off drugs?
What?
No matter what drug you're on, how bad you're on. Quit. You fucking get down on your hands and knees. You pray.
Right.
You get sick, and you hope the withdrawals don't kill you, and you get through it. And if the withdrawals kill you,
at least you're done.
It was meant to happen.
You know, I think
if the withdrawals kill you, that meant God decided to go ahead and take you out because you're never getting off this junk.
It's just, you know,
I really believe that.
I agree. I agree that
because I had to lay on the couch
and die.
I had to lay on the couch and get it all out.
Oh.
Couple weeks. Like imagine the flu times 10.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but you also didn't have any programs that were there to help you. And we live in a country that looks at addicts and say that's your fault. You did okay. No one's saying that the addict didn't choose to do the drug, but it's a disease. Addiction ruins families, and anybody can do it. Anybody can be drug into it. You could be that old woman who has arthritis and has been taking Percocets to help her.
And the thing about addiction is we are creatures of habit anyway.
We are.
And addiction becomes a habit. It's the same thing. Then it becomes a process. Then it becomes a routine.
And then your body gets straight up addicted to it, and then you get that mental addiction that you say, oh shit, I cannot go on unless I have that. But we don't have the... I think if our country invested more money into helping people, really helping people, I think that we would have less addicts.
Like, when I lost my scripts, those, super addicted. Like, the first thought that came out of my head when I wake up in the morning is, where could I get some?
But that's how it is.
Yeah, like who has some?
That's how it is.
Like my brain was going through the index.
Right.
First thing.
Let me ask you this.
You know, what day of the month is it? Who has these things?
Right.
Well, who? You know what I'm saying? Like,
did you ever see
my addiction worked?
Did you? Well, I think, but this is the point that I'm getting at. You never knew that you was going to be there. You didn't plan. It wasn't like you wanted to be that guy. Nobody does drugs to want to live like that.
I had no idea I was an addict, Curtis.
No, they don't. You don't. When you're an addict, you don't know.
Because the doctors were giving them to me. I was going to work. I was doing what I was living my life.
You were functioning.
I thought normal. You know, I was doing
but that's how it is.
You're supposed to do.
But you was doing it normal. It was your normal.
but I was fucking flying and didn't even realize it. I was way out of control.
And that's it. That's what addiction is. You don't know that you're there until you're there. It's like you're driving a car and you don't know you hit the wall until you hit it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what it is. And we don't help those people. We stigmatize them and say that it's their fault. They did this.
Right.
It was their choice to put that needle in their arm when it wasn't.
Right.
You know, they just got to that point.
Look. Nice. I didn't know if you got my text on that. I do.
I'm ahead of the game.
Right on.
Alright.
Quentin, I don't know if you've ever met Curtis, but Curtis,
think I
this
have.
is
What's up,
Quentin. He's heard a shitload about you.
That's
Yeah, what's up?
It's my other son.
I'm just, yeah, I have heard a lot about you. Yeah.
Good
He
or
like,
bad?
look, he likes to talk about you guys, man. He does.
He's my homies.
Yeah. Alright, so I was thinking last night, and I wanted to ask you this. I wanted to see what you thought about it. So, I was on Hulu the other night,
Okay.
and I was watching a conspiracy. I guess it was about aliens, but there was a dude straight up, and he was talking about how he was the Nazis built this moon base on the moon and stuff after World War II and stuff like that. So I was gonna say, do you think shit like that happened? Do you think that the Nazis had help with the technology that they had? Because that's what this whole entire documentary is about. And you need to watch. I'll send it to you when we get done with this. You should watch it. It's a really good one, but some of it's far-fetched, man. Like he was talking about how he worked on a base on the moon that was originally built by the Nazis, and now America has it and shit.
Yeah, you were telling me about that before
So
I
like,
started watching.
look, you know me. I believe in aliens. I do.
Yeah.
I just think it's ignorance to assume that
I
they
had
don't
a great
exist.
conversation down at 1335 with a very, very religious woman that believes in aliens.
What was the conversation? How'd it go?
It started out me and her son talking, and I don't even know what we got.
Okay, so she was religious.
Yeah.
In what way? What affiliation? Christian?
Yeah, Christian, a little bit,
We are in the Bible Belt, so I don't know why I assumed
she
it was
told
anything
me,
else.
she told me 2 or 3 stories about, her actually seeing God and encountering, like going, like in her mind, like she's sitting right here.
Like astral, astral projection type of
she's
thing?
sitting there talking to you right now, and then like in her mind, she's gone and talking to him somewhere else, and it feels like hours.
She on DMT?
And then, and then like in a split second, she's right back in her conversation.
Damn.
Yeah.
So this was normal.
But
she
wasn't crazy.
No, she wasn't. Okay, let me ask you this: was she
like,
talking to God or was it aliens?
No, she was sure it was God, but like she was sure that.
But she believes in the aliens.
Yeah, she was believed in parallel universes and she had, for an older woman, she had a broader Christian
She had an open mind.
Like I would say something like us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
I think that
our minds are way open. We have our beliefs, but they're still.
You have to have your mind open.
And she was, but no, she was on her game. She was like, well, in Russia they have a book and they have 23 different types of aliens, and I was like, yes.
Yeah,
she was like, the blacks, the grays. I was like, yes, but like
the Nordic aliens,
the
reptilians,
right. Oh, and so like when she started talking that, I'm like.
He's like, oh, I want to hear this.
Yeah,
And I think that's cool, man. So an older woman was, that's cool. That's something that's rare.
Hey, but I tell you what, it ended up. This is how powerful she was. Brian wrote down a list of names and handed her because she was like, if you got anybody you need to pray for, like she was that powerful.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't take him as that type to do something.
No, I don't see Brian. No, I don't see Brian doing that. Because Brian's real chill. He don't. He's.
That's what I'm saying.
Brian's like
the conversation that me and her had, because everybody else just listened, just being her, pretty much, And she was so powerful with them that I noticed that.
Right.
She had a little juju to her.
Yeah.
She did. She had a little.
The documentary that I.
And what was funny is because when we first started talking, I was telling her something with her husband. She was like, yeah, fuck that. She was so normal.
But How old was she?
Late 60s.
Damn. Like, so is this? I wonder if this is something that she's always kind of been into, or if it just happened. Because now
That would have been a good question, really.
Because now with technology, it's so everything's there, and we're so lucky to live in the time that we live. Because anything that you want to know is right there. So I wonder if it's something that she's had to look into growing up, or if it was something that she discovered in her old age.
I think,
because when you're growing up especially if you're in a dogmatic family to where you have to live a certain way because that's the way God wants you to live. Like, I'm not, like, you personally went into their account because you hate them.
Yeah.
That's how they act sometimes. People, man, I don't know. Humans have this tendency to believe that we're entitled to something. Why do you think we do that? Why do you think people do that? They deserve this or they're owed that.
I think it's a white person thing.
Think so?
Yeah. There's this,
I think you're right.
I can't remember who it was, but it was a black comedian. And he said, the difference between poor white people and poor black people is the white people don't know they're supposed to be poor.
Right, yeah, exactly. No, that's it. I kind of agree with that. I agree. I think that...
And that's that entitlement.
Well, and it's really bad with people that are under the age of like 25, or I would say, not even all the way up to 30. 30 and under, like the millennial generation, my generation. We are so entitled. I guess, we've been told that we owe it. That
part of the problem right there is the education system.
Oh yeah, everyone gets a trophy.
Well, I mean...
Everyone. You didn't earn it, but you get one.
I never once had a counselor ever call me into their office.
I have.
Only time that I ever went to the counselor's office was to make my schedule. Other than that, I never had a counselor call me to the office and say, hey, what are you doing?
Right.
What are you going to do? What are your plans? Have you thought about your future?
Right.
I never, ever had that one time.
Really?
Never.
Huh.
And see, what's wrong with that is I didn't have somebody at home doing that either.
No, I get it, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think I was ever asked about my future, really.
No,
I think about it.
I
think it was one of those
I'll
things.
be straight up with you. Like when I hurt my arm.
Because your future was baseball up to that point. That's what you wanted.
What was sad about it was I think that's what my parents had.
They wanted you to do the baseball.
You know what I mean? I don't think they had me prepared for anything else.
Maybe they weren't prepared.
Which is one thing I've been. That's why I stay on Daniel's ass about being in
yeah,
school.
but Daniel,
yeah. Because the baseball ain't always going to be there, but don't quit on it either.
What is it? I mean, what's the average life? What's the average shelf life for a Major League Baseball player?
4 years.
Huh?
Are you talking about
I'm talking about age limit. Yeah, in the pros, like you get to a certain age because it's not like football. Like baseball. Does baseball have a shorter lifespan than football?
Oh God, no.
Because football players,
guys who are good can play into their 40s easy. How old's Verlander?
Like 40.
Didn't he just win the Cy Young?
Yeah.
Okay, which is the award for the best pitcher in all of baseball.
So, but average.
I would say
baseball player. What's their shelf life?
Depends if they get to the pros or not. You can sit in the minors for 10 years.
I was gonna say some guys ride in the minors for 6 to 8 years.
Do you make money in that?
Yeah, it's still professional ball. Still get
yeah,
paid.
but you ain't making millions.
No, but I mean, here's the thing. We'll take Kuna. He's a young superstar.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say this guy from the Braves.
I get it.
But let's say last year when he came up,
Mm-hmm.
he's supposed to be awesome. Let's say he was okay.
Right.
And then this past year he was just okay. His talent might get him 2 or 3 more years in the league.
Okay.
Just being okay.
Yeah. Not being
you have to be consistent in baseball.
Yeah.
it's about being consistent.
I get it.
If you can be a consistent, solid player, you know, you can play 10 to 15, 20 years easy in baseball.
Right.
Easy. Without, you know, injuries.
But what about, okay, so...
But I would say the average person who comes into the major leagues, when you think of the number of people that come into the major leagues, is less than 4 years. I would say. I'd say the turnaround for the most part is less than 4 years.
You know what, the thing about professional baseball is that even if you're...
Could be wrong on that.
What,
Don't hold me to that. But
I think that the way, like you was talking about your education system, I think that the way that the schools are set up to when they do have those kids that are fucking awesome at whatever sport they're playing, nobody tells those kids that you're gonna go in and make millions. But if you've never been taught how to manage your money, then what is he, you know, by the time he gets out of the major leagues, he's fucking doing shit at Costco, you know, he's loading people's cars.
That happens too.
Because, I mean,
that happens to
I mean, not everybody's like Michael Jordan, okay?
That happens to
most professional athletes.
Because
and it's sad.
They come from, you know.
Who was we talking about the other day? You was talking about they don't play football anymore, but the dudes, I don't remember who it was, but you was like, he's still doing great. He's still making money. Right, yeah, you was talking about
he never spent a dime of his NFL money.
Right.
He'd only been living off of, you know, what he got for like Reebok.
That's smart. That's smart.
That's why he was able to retire with millions of dollars.
It's like, but see, like I said, most people
still have
aren't.
His brain. He's smart because he's going to go into show business. He's a good-looking guy. He's already famous.
Exactly.
Smart.
But when you talk
That's why
about
LeBron James is in L.A. because he's going to be a huge movie star when he retires. Watch.
Okay, let me ask you this. Now, when it comes to professional sports,
call me now. Watch.
All right.
I watch. It's going to happen. I really believe that's why he went out there. He'll be like
I'm going to get food. You want anything?
Really?
I think I know you were here. I thought you were gone. I swear to God, I thought you were gone. I thought you left.
I thought she was in
Kaylee was gone. I'm sorry.
You want something to eat?
Huh?
You want something to eat?
I totally didn't know she was here.
She was in the living room. I knew she was here. It happens. So what about MMA? Like, what would you think about them boys? Like, because you was talking about the people not having their heads, like they're losing their brain in football. What's the thing that they get in football? What?
The
brain.
CTE.
Yeah. No, they have to get shit like that in MMA, right? They get knocked in the head.
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine those guys.
Like when they get older, the damage they do to their bodies.
I couldn't imagine those guys. I mean,
their bodies have to be broke down by the time they get older.
You hear Joe talk about all the time. He's got buddies who just aren't right.
Well, yeah,
they're just not right anymore.
No, I mean, but most of them ain't. You know, they don't want to do it like Joe does. Like, I'll tell you what, that dude has been. He's smart. And everything he does has a purpose, and he don't play around. Everything's a business, and he has so much fun doing it all.
He did what he wants.
I mean, he always has. I mean, he always has. He don't do shit he don't want to do.
I know. We gotta think about it.
But when
he showed up at the store like '86.
Right. God, you believe that though? That like he's been around that long?
Think about that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, what kills me is when I talk to people that are younger than me and they don't really know who Joe Rogan was before JRE.
No clue.
Yeah, they don't know that he is an awesome comedian like he is. They don't know about the MMA shit he does, or even Fear Factor.
Right.
They don't even know about Fear Factor. Like, how you not know about Fear Factor?
He was talking the other day about something. He was like, "Yeah, try to gross me out by eating something. Like, you forget what show I hosted."
You remember when he got in that fight with that dude? The dude on Fear Factor, where he had to put him in chokehold.
The guy was wanting his 5 minutes fame.
Yeah, he picked the wrong motherfucker. Okay.
Wrong dude.
I'm gonna tell you what. Joe's what, 52, 53? I tell you what, he beat the shit out of me. That man beat the shit out of me, straight up.
He was talking about that with Ari. He was like, it's kind of nice knowing that, some guy, big guy, doesn't work out like me, comes in talking shit, running his mouth, and I can just break his fucking arm like that.
Well, yeah, you can.
He was like,
he gets people trying though all the time.
He was like, guys like that. He was like, I don't give a shit to strangle him.
Right.
Like, he almost looks for those assholes.
Right.
Like get cocky with me, please.
I was watching an interview with Conor McGregor several years ago, and he was talking about there's times that he'll go in a bar and people just want to try him. Because he's a cocky son of a bitch.
When I was not,
he's a cocky son of a bitch.
I was not cocky at all, but when I was young, me and my buddies would go out to the clubs. I don't know what it was. Maybe because I was bigger than all my buddies.
Maybe.
But motherfuckers would start shit with me all the time.
I just can't comprehend someone wanting to start a fight with Conor McGregor. Or like someone on that level being able to fight.
With me.
A random person, yeah, but like, who the fuck is walking up to Joe Rogan going, I can beat your ass?
I'm just
like,
chilling. I didn't do nothing, man. Leave me alone.
I'm a lover, not a fighter, so.
I don't like to fight.
I think that most people, I don't know, I think like you talk about people in the MMA, and when they talk, they don't, it's not that they want to fight. I mean, that's what they do, but they're not trying to hurt anybody outside of the octagon. They're just, that's how they, they're not.
Well,
people think that I think people have this outlook on boxers or anybody that does shit like that.
Because those guys, if they were to kick somebody and kill them, it's like same as me shooting you.
That's what they say.
They charge these dudes that do this shit.
So is it a real thing? Like, say
your body can be a deadly weapon. It can be considered a deadly weapon.
What's the dude's name from the Gracie family? He's not the older Gracie's son. He's the younger one. Oh. The one who kind of brought jiu-jitsu into the scene. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I can't think. Where was I going with that? I don't know. Like him. I was gonna say, I bet you that dude, he is a lethal weapon because he's a bit. Not everyone in the Gracie family is a beast. Those people deserve props for what they've done in that. Especially in that realm, that fighting realm. I don't think that we could have MMA without them.
Oh no.
I don't think you could. I don't know. I think it's funny though that people love shit like gladiators. We went from the Coliseum to octagons. People love to see people bleed. They want to see people get hurt.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Glad to know he's alive. Need to ask him, like, what the fuck did you do to my recording shit, man?
He's like, hang on, I'll screenshot you the stuff. I'm like,
You can't pick up a phone and just call somebody.
I mean, at this point.
No, I mean, there ain't no point now, but.
At this point, we've done used the voice recorder app.
Right.
I'll just have to edit. Like, I feel like that shit that we used last night is going to be fucking
trash.
Fuck up.
Well, it's your first time using it, so.
Yeah, I don't know why you decided to change.
Why though? Because what we had, like, it was set up. It was good. It was fine. It was good. There was nothing wrong with it. So.
I don't know. Cause like always, he's like, oh, I want to put this better stuff on so we can do this, but then.
Right.
Alright, man, I need you to be here at a certain time.
Alright, so I wanted to go into some crazy shit here for a second, okay? So, I want to know what you think about, like, I'm the Illuminati, but I want to know what you think about, like, it in the music industry. And not just in the music industry, in period. So, I was watching a thing about hip-hop, and the gang called it the gay mafia.
Yeah.
Controlled by you heard that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So all right. So what do you think about the Illuminati music scene and all that? Do you think that to get to the level that they're on, do you think that they did sell their soul?
Yeah. It goes all through your body. Like a 12-gauge shotty.
You're a fucking idiot. The Illuminati want my soul
I think
in
it's
my
all,
body.
like, I don't know what rapper it is. Like, you can look it up on YouTube. There's somebody talking to him. Like, he was about to hit it big, and like,
I think I know what
he
you're
went to
talking
some
about.
party and like,
Yeah, I know what you're talking
you gotta
about.
go
Yeah.
to this room to sleep.
The one rapper was coming out.
I
Yeah.
don't know, little pump, little snooze, little baby, little somebody.
But they're open about it now.
Yeah, they don't
Like
care.
they don't. There's no
Oh
fucks
man, there's
given
some
in that
rappers
shit.
out there, but there's this one group, man. They're like a gay Wu-Tang, man. They're scary as shit.
Yeah, Wu-Tang.
They're scary
That's
as shit.
Yeah,
They're
right.
hard as fuck, and they're like, I'll bend you over, fuck you in your ass, and like sucking your dick. And like, oh, goddamn.
What?
Yeah. Got a fucking knife to the back of your head while I fucking
Well, not
dick
like,
throat
yeah.
you. Like, it's fucked up. Like,
It's you know
that's scary shit. Like, I
it's
don't want
weird
them
how
to
music
look
has
around me,
changed,
fuck
man.
me.
I tell you what, the rap industry's changed in general though. You don't this day and time you don't need to know how to rap.
No.
I hate it.
You just gotta ad-lib. No one,
I feel like I don't even think they're saying things. I think they're just making noises.
We had some freestyle going on here last night.
I ain't freestyling shit. I'm white. Look. I'm not trying to appropriate no culture, okay? I'm white as shit. There's no way, okay? There is no way. I love rap music and props to people who can do it, but I can't.
I did.
If I started rapping, people would be like, man, you tell that fat dude with the beard and no hair to get down and stop and go listen to Hank Williams.
Do you know why I do it?
What's that?
Is if I do it, everybody else will do it.
Right, yeah.
Because I'm like, if this silly old man
right. No, look, I get it. It's fun.
fucking do it.
It's fun. Like, I have a buddy named,
They'll do it.
I have a buddy named Alan, and
They're good. I'm not.
look,
They're
this
good.
dude,
It gets them going though.
this dude, man, he is country as fuck. Like, he hunts, he fishes, he's country as shit. But dude can freestyle. He can't, and just out of nowhere. And when you talk to him, he has a real thick country accent, but when he raps, he don't. But I think it's kind of cool though that I think it's a gift.
That
It's definitely a gift.
that guy we seen down there the other night, Neil Gregory Johnson, like, he's from Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
He talks. He's got like, I don't know, his voice is like northern country.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
It's kind of like high pitched.
Yeah, I get it.
But man, he seems like Chris Staples.
Ooh,
Like-
Chris Stapleton.
Like when he started, like he seems like he's kind of like
Chris Stapleton don't seem like
he's
white
kind of like a
though.
comedian too, so he'll
Right.
sing some songs where he's like.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But then his own
What's his name?
songs, Neil Gregory Johnson, look him up. You like
I
him?
will.
He's good. Yeah, he was doing like 100 bars in 100 days.
Mm.
Local breweries or 100 breweries. 100
Huh.
days. Pretty cool thing.
No, but like you said, Chris Stapleton. I'll tell you what, that dude does not sing like he's white. That man has soul.
Oh yeah.
He can sing.
Well, it's just tears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people can't bring it from there.
Yeah, I don't think music's
They
music.
got enough
I think,
motion to it.
which I had that, like me discovering some of the rappers that I've discovered. But, I think music these days is just not music. These young kids that are doing any type of music, like country music, don't feel like country music anymore.
Well, some of it does. It's underground. What's on the radio is not country.
No,
it's
that's pop.
Yeah.
But that's what if I feel like that's what everybody wants to hear now. Everybody wants to hear music that you can get in your car, turn it on, and ride to.
Everybody wants to sing the same song.
Or it sounds pretty much the same. Yeah, you're right. Everybody wants to sound the same. Yeah,
You go look.
and that's in all genres.
You go into every bar.
Mm-hmm.
The band is playing cover songs.
Yeah,
Even if they have originals.
yeah. Nobody wants to hear the originals. Well, I mean, I do. I would want to hear.
That's
the
what I'm
original
saying.
music.
The day of people going in
And listening to
and
real
listening
music.
to a band. There's some new local band.
Yeah,
And going and listening to them doing their own songs or others.
right. That's sad though.
It is.
Because you're not at that point. Look, we all like the song "Smoke on the Water," but you could only hear it done so many times by the same people.
Yeah, that's what's really frustrating for me with the local bar scene is, heard Back in Black.
Oh God.
No.
Or Highway to Hell.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
And isn't that funny though that everyone can name the songs that everyone's gonna sing?
yeah.
Because you can, because it's always the same fucking songs.
It's the same ones over and over.
You know, I would say the only music that hasn't been touched by this new wave bullshit is the blues. I think the blues will always be the blues.
Well, that's why, you know, like, I'm going to try to get as many local artists in here as possible. Like, yeah, let me
You like the blues, right?
I love blues.
I do too. I don't think you can go wrong with the blues. I
That's
think
what I listen to pretty much when I'm by myself.
I'm about 100% sure that that's why I like Chris Stapleton so much.
Oh,
He has such a blues feeling to him. I love it.
No, yeah. I mean, I play harmonica, so.
You know, it's funny though if you think about harmonica as an instrument. Because, I mean, it's just because when you're a kid, everyone played with one when they was a kid. Everyone had a harmonica when you were growing up.
Yeah.
And it was a toy. But someone decided one day that I'm just going to make this a badass instrument and be like Blind Dog Fulton. Like,
Yeah, and then they started churning with, you know.
yeah, but I mean, I think that you need to thank the blues to that. Like, I think you have to thank the blues for everything. Because we wouldn't have music like we have it if it wasn't for them.
I think you have to have blues to be able to play harmonica.
You have to have the blues to be able to play guitar. Everything's based on the blues scale. Everything. Even rap music comes from the blues. Everything's the blues. I think to me, all blues music is you saying what's in your heart.
The Q bounce?
You went that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you went to the bathroom. But I mean, I think that, I don't know, blues will always be my favorite.
Yeah, I listen to Willie Dixon all the time.
Who's your favorite blues artist?
Willie Dixon.
I'm a Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. He's my favorite. Everyone loves Stevie.
Oh, I mean,
Look, you can't say you like music and then say you hate Stevie Ray Vaughan. You can't do it. Who's your favorite artist today that's alive? Like, guitar-wise.
well, I mean, my favorite band that's putting anything out new is Blackberry Smoke.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'd have to say my favorite guitarist today, really funny, a lot of people are going to say it's stupid, is I'm a John Mayer fan, dude.
No, don't
John, look, if you get past his bullshit girly songs and you listen to the shit that he really puts out, like Where the Light Is, that album, like, that man can play a guitar, man.
Look, Charlie Starr is the lead singer, lead guitarist, Blackberry Smoke.
No, look, you turned me on to them. That's an amazing band. They have a really good feel to them. It's a very soulful band.
When they're live, they just do
I'd like to see them live.
sessions. That's why we go and see them live, because they're the best live band out there.
Their music, when you told me about them, and I don't remember who you told me that who you compared them to. I don't remember who it was, but it was a band that I liked, and that's how you got me to listen to them. I don't remember who it was, but I don't know. I mean, like, dude, they got a good feel to them.
They're southern. They're definitely a southern rock. I mean, all right, Chris Robinson, lead singer of the Black Crowes, named him.
Yeah, you told me this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't that crazy? That's funny. What did they want to be named first? What did they want to be called? You said that they were thinking about something Smoke, but it wasn't. And they was like, you should call yourself Blackberry Smoke.
Yeah, because that's what they were smoking.
Mhm.
Blackberry Kush. I can't remember what it was.
Maybe that's what they wanted to call themselves, Blackberry Kush. Yeah, but they're a good band, man. So how many times would you say you've seen them live?
A lot.
I haven't been to a good concert in a long time.
Well, a good one to go to, like, I think it's May 8th and 9th.
Well, the last concert that I went to was Lamb of God and Guar when they came to the Orange Peel. Which, you talk about a fun, dude, that was a lit concert. It was great.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about this for sure.
We was at the same one, yeah. We was at the same one because Guar opened up for Lamb of God.
Yeah.
And yeah, we was at the same, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
We were at the same, and it's such a small
That
venue.
was years ago.
Yeah, that was the last concert I've been to. That was a great concert.
Every year Blackberry Smoke plays down at the Shed in Maryville. They call it the reunion show. They play Friday and Saturday night.
Next year when they come, man, you need to let me know ahead of time. I'm gonna go.
We go down there and camp.
Do they do all original shit, right? They're not doing none of that bullshit cover shit though. All their music's original, right?
Yeah, now they'll do, they might have like a jam session in the middle of their, set where they might do a Black Sabbath cover or
Right.
Bob
Kind of like
Marley
during an intermission or some shit.
Nah, they'll do it like, they'll just be playing, like they do it this one song, Sleeping Dogs, it's called Sleeping Dogs, and in the middle of that song, it's got like this really long solo part, and they'll just kind of transition from that solo into something else that everybody like knows, maybe Allman Brothers, or, I've seen them go so many different routes with it.
Right.
And they'll jam it out, and then they'll bring it right back into Sleeping Dogs, and it's really good.
I mean, from what I've heard,
they're not a cover band at all. No,
from what I've heard from the music I've listened to on Spotify from them, man, they have. I mean, it's good music. It's
good.
It's pure. It's just a pure music, and I think that's something we're lacking in the music industry is pure music.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah. I think that's what's happened to all genres.
Black
of
Crowes
music.
are reuniting to do a tour, and they're doing the Shake Your Money Maker, which is, in my opinion, the album that introduced that is the album. You know what I mean?
So when is that?
This summer. I will definitely check them out.
Why are they coming around here?
They'll be somewhere close.
Where's Blackberry? Where are they from? Atlanta.
Yeah.
Alright, so they're country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the Black Crowes, Atlanta.
So what would you call their genre of music?
Southern rock.
Southern.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it country.
Right. Well, no, it's definitely not country.
But they have a sticker that says,
So it'd be more. So I guess you compare them to like a.
They have a sticker that says something like, not really rock, not really country, or something like that. Because they get labeled in the country music industry, but they really do not make country music.
No, but they would be more like what is their name?
They're more southern rock. They're Skinner.
Yeah, Skinner. That's what I'm. Yeah. So that's what I was going to say. Is that that's who they kind of have a Skinner feel.
Yeah.
They do. Which Skinner. Everyone likes Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, hell, I mean, that's all.
I think you'd be hard to press to find someone who don't.
All Kid Rock's tried to do since he started hanging out with Hank.
Right.
That's all he does.
Well, have you heard? Does he still put out music?
Yeah.
I haven't listened to
It's
him.
not bad. If
You know what the last album
like that Southern rock.
well, the last album I listened to with him was when he done that song Roller Coaster.
Oh God, that was fucking.
That's the last
that was
album.
one of the songs made me want to throw up. I hate that
Kid
song.
Rock's a special kind of. I don't know, man.
I like
Look,
I'm
his
not
music's
hate
either.
on Kid Rock.
I'm not
I
hating,
like
but
him.
like he either does something that's
fucking
really
weird
good or he does something that's horrible. There's no in between. Like, oh, this is okay.
He'll put out some horrible shit.
Yeah.
Like, he'll put out an album, there'll be one song like, dude, it's pretty good. And
The rest of
it's
it's garbage.
trash.
Yeah.
He's known for doing that. No
Yeah.
offense, but yeah, I agree with that 110.
I mean, there's no in between for him.
Yeah.
And a lot of artists are like
A lot of his songs try too hard.
Yeah, I can see
You
that.
know what I
They do.
mean?
Well, I mean,
That pussy. Like, he's trying so hard to make
Look,
trying
when
so
Kid
hard.
Rock was popular, that was when Kid Rock was popular when people were
Look, if it wasn't for Limp Bizkit, there would be no Kid Rock. Ooh, think of that.
Yeah.
Discuss.
Right.
Because Limp Bizkit got popular with that genre, and Kid Rock used that as his platform.
Well, with Kid Rock didn't just do Rocky rap, and
so I'm saying, he did that style. Rock
none of them would have been able to do it without Marshall Mathers. Period.
But he was after both of them.
Who? Eminem? No, Eminem's been rapping for a while.
Limp Bizkit's.
Limp Bizkit's. I don't like Limp Bizkit.
We gotta Google that.
What, like a Limp Bizkit?
See when Limp Bizkit released Nookie, and then see when you look that up, and I'll see when Eminem released.
What is it?
Nookie.
I don't like Limp Bizkit, man. It's a special kind of.
I'm not saying that I like me either. I'm just saying.
No, I mean like, look, that's one of them.
It'll
Look,
be close. 1999 was when the Slim Shady LP dropped.
Limp Bizkit and Nookie came out in 2009. The song was Nookie was first. When did it come out?
They can't do that.
No, it's no. That's when the video. But Nookie came out on June 15th, 1999.
So they're the same year.
Pretty much, yeah.
So that makes sense. All three of them come out the same day.
Right. You know, but you know what? You know why I think I don't like Limp Bizkit? Because when white people rap, I think that's what you think they would do. Is like how Limp Bizkit does it. You know what I mean? Because they have the instrumental and stuff like that, and white people don't love guitars, so it's just one of those things. I think that's why I don't like them. I don't know. It's just
Fred Durst is corny.
a lot of people. I get a lot of. I've been told several times I'm stupid, but you know who else I don't like is ICP.
I don't like ICP either. Fidon loves them.
I don't like them, man.
ICP tattoo on him.
I just. I don't like them. I can't. I can't do it. I can't like them because I feel like they're not saying anything.
You're ignorant.
There's not. Yeah.
Wipe
There's
your
no.
face off.
Who cares about being a juggalo?
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
You get hate for that. They have some diehard fans though, bro.
Yeah.
They do have diehard fans.
And they like to fight.
Yeah.
But they're ignorant.
Do you ever see their backyard wrestling bullshit?
They're ignorant.
Do you ever see that stupid shit? It's stupid.
I can't stand it.
I don't like
But
them.
ICP fans are hardcore.
They are.
Hardcore.
They are. They have some.
I
They
know
have straight up
I
fans.
know a guy who he's pretty well to do,
Mhm.
and had his own basketball court, and his backboards had ICP.
It's so stupid though. Why waste your money?
I know.
Wow. Look.
He even had them.
Look. If you was to have your own
He
basketball
even had like his man cave. He had that.
ICP shit.
It was fucking like
Right.
on the wall.
Can you think of any songs you like by them?
I can't even name it. So
I can name one. That's that Boogeyman song.
you got one on me.
I don't like it. I mean, it's okay. Like I'm not gonna turn it off if it's on the radio. I mean, I might change the channel. I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like they're not really saying anything, and it's funny because when people talk about ICP, and I have friends who've told me that, they're the best white rappers, and because listen how fast they go. I'm like, yeah, you can go as fast as you want, but if you ain't saying shit, you know what I mean?
Look,
You're just saying words.
Look, I don't like Kiss either. Okay?
No, I don't like Kiss either. Kiss is overplayed. Everyone knows who Kiss.
David Bowie's the only musician allowed to wear like makeup and
Right.
on his face.
Look, you can't talk shit about David Bowie, okay? David
No.
Bowie's a shit.
That's what I'm saying. He's the
shit.
only one that's allowed.
Yeah.
Like him, Elton John, they're the only ones allowed to just have some flamboyant, crazy.
Right.
As far as all the other shit,
I think it's weird.
like people are like Kiss, and then you listen to their music and it's weak.
Right.
like if it was like Black Sabbath, I would get it.
Right, I got you.
You know what I mean? Then I'd be like, oh, I'd look at Kiss a little different. I'm like, okay, these guys are fucking wild.
I think it's the
But they
brand.
have that whole look like they're gonna be like, and then they're like,
Not.
fucking, I wanna rock and roll all night.
Yeah, I don't like
And
it.
dudes over there like, grade your math papers every day. You know, because that's what fucking Jude said as well.
I can't.
Math teacher. He was the Jewish.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Well, I didn't know he was Jewish.
All Jewish school is where he taught it.
Really?
Yeah.
How did I not know that?
Yeah,
Probably because I don't like Kiss.
I don't either, but somehow I know that.
Yeah, things you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pointless material.
Yeah.
Full of it.
No, me too. I know. Look, you ever heard that saying? I know a little about a lot, but I don't know a lot about one thing.
Well, you know how
I could have a conversation about anything, but I can't have a deep conversation about anything. You know
I don't
what mean?
understand you know, the older the wiser. I don't believe
No, I've met some pretty dumb old people.
it. Well, I think like you don't figure it out.
It's the closed-mindedness. I think it's a generational gap. Like, you know, we go back to like my grandparents. Their generation was a closed-minded generation. You know, you was told this is how it is.
Well, I think too, like you like saying you're always looking for something.
I think it just depends on the purpose.
You're looking for that purpose, whatever. And
Exactly.
so you kind of come from the believing of you'll come with age, wisdom will come with age.
Mhm.
Keep searching for it, you'll find
I
it.
feel like I'm always going to be kind of dumb about things.
I don't know that you find that. I don't know if that's what.
I think if you could admit to yourself that at the end
The
of
older
the
I
day,
get, the more I realize I don't know shit.
Look, at the end of the day, there's only one statement that's true, and that we're all ignorant.
About ignorance.
Yeah, everyone's ignorant. Everyone is. Like, we all are. We're all ignorant about some things. I hate it when people just assume that they're smarter than you. You know what I really hate? When you get them people that's been to college and they think that makes them fucking smart.
It does.
It did, because they have all them degrees.
They got a piece of paper that says they did something.
Look, they got all these degrees in like lesbian dance theory, and now they're working as a barista.
What's happening to a lot of people with college degrees is
They're told they have to have it.
they're realizing it's a participation trophy.
It is. It is. Look, they're saying, oh look, I went to this building for a couple of years. And so I got a piece of paper that said I was here at this time, and I was in this place for this amount of
I
time.
took the required activities to
Right.
receive this piece of
But you
paper.
didn't learn anything.
Not bad.
I don't think you learn anything in college. I don't know, man.
I think you can. I think it just depends on what you're taking and what you're doing.
I don't think colleges, you're not allowed to have an opinion.
This guy's in college.
Oh, let me ask you this. So, what college you go to?
I'm in Northeast right now.
Alright, so in college, how many of your
But
teachers...
he's been to UT. He's been
Okay.
to ETSU. Like,
So let me
he's
ask you
been-
this. So, if you had to say on the amount of your teachers that you know, how many of them would you say that you know pretty well out of professors and teachers that you've had?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how many of those have an opinion, but it's only their opinion? Like, political opinion, usually in college, liberal, period.
A lot.
All of them. All of them. Because the conservative voice, you can't have one. But you can't have... I think the issue... Would you agree that in colleges that they want you to do it the way that they want it? You're not allowed to have an opinion on how it's done.
In some ways, yeah. It just depends on where you're at.
But again, I feel like it's up to the student. It's not up to the teachers to teach you. You have to want to learn it. You know what I mean?
100%.
So, but that's the issue. Is that you have these kids that go into these colleges and they're told that all they have to do is go listen to that teacher.
The worst thing I did was drop out of college. 'Cause
Right.
when I went back to college,
Mhm.
it was easy for me.
Right.
You know why?
You wasn't stupid.
I did the work.
Yeah.
I had grown up. I was an adult when I went back to school.
Right.
I already had my kids. I
Right.
already worked. You know what I mean?
I got you.
So it was almost like going to work. I went in, I paid attention.
All right.
I did what I was supposed to do, and I made straight A's pretty much in every single class.
What are you going to college for?
Business administration.
See, that's a fucking good thing to go into college for.
Yeah.
I'm trying
But
to
you
go
get these
smart.
people that go into, like, do you have any friends up there at colleges taking really stupid shit? Like the liberal arts shit, like art degree, get major in art?
No, I don't have any friends.
Okay, well, who the fuck goes to college and major in art? I mean, I get it, I love art, and it takes talent to be an artist, but at the end of the day, like, if you're gonna, don't major in something like that, because you can't use it.
Well, it's limited.
I mean, what do that degree, pretty much all you're limited to is to teach that degree. So, I mean, if you're not gonna become a teacher to teach it,
I got a buddy who went to school for that. He builds the sets.
yeah, but that has nothing to do with his degree, that's talent.
That's something to do with
I don't know, man. I just think that I think that kids are told, if you don't go to college, you're never gonna make anything. But, you shouldn't, because some people, why can't they go in to learn how to weld? We don't have enough things to do.
No,
I mean,
we don't
it's
have
coming to that.
But see, that's those trade classes that the high schools got rid of.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, why can't you learn a trade? Why does it have to be a degree? When I know some welders that make more than people that have master's degrees in business. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, there's welders that make more than lawyers.
Those underwater welders only have to work like 3 months a year.
Yeah, they make fucking bank. Making $100,000 a year just working a couple months out of the year. But that's what I'm saying. Like, but kids are told to not learn a trade to get a degree. When some kids aren't made for that.
Right.
Why is it so bad for us to teach them you can go into a trade? Why is that a bad thing? Oh, what's up, little dude?
What was that?
What's up, bud?
Whoa!
You gonna be a big dog. Look at them paws. You gonna be a big dude. Bite your pinky toe off when you're asleep. They're fucking awful. I think we're gonna have to close it out and have to hit in a couple minutes.
Alright. Tell him Milo.
You got something to say? He should just let me take you home. You just wanna come home with me. It's a cute little dog, man. How big you think it's gonna be? You got some big paws. They say to look at the paws. I mean, he's got some good clunky feet.
Yeah, his mom and daddy pretty big.
Hopefully he's a beast. Like, if I have a pit bull, I want that pit bull to be so big that when people see it, they don't want to touch it because it's big. They think it's going to bite the fucking hands off.
People were like that with Scrappy just because he was so guilty.
I gotta piss.
He was so, like, he just looked like,
That's the dog that you was telling me about the other day, wasn't it?
yeah.